Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, April Martinez and Desani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I am Desani Caetano.
And I'm April Martinez. Good morning, Belize. And I'm going to say good morning to our TikTokers this morning. We had a lovely conversation, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. But I'm going to sign off here on TikTok. Join us live on Facebook or YouTube or cable TV live on Greater Belize Media. Bye. All right, Isani.
It's the morning after a long weekend.
It is the morning after a long weekend. I'm good. I am rejuvenated. I feel like I have to say Happy National Heroes and Benefactors Day because it's quickly becoming a weekend for something else. So I have to say.
Quickly becoming?
Yes.
It has long been a weekend for something else.
No. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
So no Harbour Regatta, no Ruta Maya?
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
Or we're just thinking about Baron Bliss?
We're just thinking about one thing and one thing only, and we'll discuss it in our 5 things that we need to know.
So you didn't even fly a kite this weekend?
I did not.
In the literal sense?
I didn't. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It was pretty warm this weekend.
It was very warm, but it was very windy too. So it was definitely kite time.
So if you were in the coastal areas, you get some nice sea breeze.
Yes.
If you were inland or in certain parts of Belize City, I'd say.
I'm not a lie. We were trying to do like a barbecue, and a huge gust of wind kept blowing the chairs all over. Yeah, the chairs. So it was pretty windy in Belmopan. It was very windy.
That's unbecoming, man.
You know what? Don't. When the mayor come, we have conversations about Belmopan.
We can't stop the wind from blowing or the heat from, you know. But yes, so it was an eventful weekend. Let's start there. It was an eventful weekend. There was a lot that Belizeans got into. Obviously, the Ruta Maya is a topic of conversation, but we'll leave that for our 5 things, right? But some people traveled to the Keys.
Yes.
Other people traveled to Mexico.
Did they?
And I know this isn't on our 5 things, but it's an important update to provide to our viewers. So there was an apparent kidnapping over the weekend of some students who had just attended a graduation.
Yes.
Right? And there is a ransom being sought for their release, right? And I'll take this opportunity simply because, like I said, it wasn't necessarily on our agenda, but it's worthwhile to discuss. And so there has been some confirmation, not necessarily by us here at News 5, but others have gone on record to say that they spoke with the families and that this thing is true. Now, this comes on the heels of all the report that we've been making in terms of tensions in Mexico and how Belize is responding to cartel and narco activity on the northern border. I'm not saying that this is related. I don't know for certain. I'm simply saying that this is just another dark cloud over the entire situation, right? And so certainly we will be following this up a bit later on today to get to the bottom of it in terms of what transpired. And if indeed there is a ransom, I'm understanding it's 40,000 Belize dollars. Wow. If indeed that it is a ransom, whether or not the families have been able to meet this target. I know that a bank account number was issued for persons to make a donation for them to meet this particular ransom. But again, this is something that, you know, we're looking at closely. It's a development that we feared would have happened in terms of the relationship between Belize and Mexico and persons traveling over into Chetumal for business and leisure.
Yeah, it's a very delicate situation, and we look forward to hearing more so on your investigation, Isani.
All right, let's jump into what our show looks like for this morning.
Yes.
Here are our topics for this morning's show. Mayor Pablo Cawich will be joining us. He'll be in here from Belmopan this morning to discuss everything that has to do with the Garden City and its governance. We're also going to be joined by our friends from DIGI. They're going to be bringing you the spring deals. I don't know if you celebrate spring in Belize or we actually have spring as a season, but spring deals nonetheless, right?
It's talking better than say hot deals.
Then we have the Y.W.C.A. They're going to be celebrating 70 years of excellence. And so we'll be hearing from them in terms of what their activities will be as they commemorate this milestone. And last but not least, April will be dancing with Fatima as she gives back to her community.
Just like throw me under the bus there. But you know what? Here are the 5 things that you need to know before you leave your homes this morning. The first thing that you need to know is that Isani and I did not plan our outfits for today. Just putting that record straight. Our producer is in our ears saying, did you guys plan your outfits? No. It's called co-host telepathy, and it's a real thing.
That's a new one. I got to learn that one.
But no, in all seriousness, the first topic of discussion is the La Ruta Maya paddlers received at Belcan Bridge with drums. And of course, there's a lot to divulge in that particular topic. Next, BCWJ demands full BTL legal fee disclosure. Another topic to think about and discuss is going to be the special sitting of the House that's being held today. So I know we're going to be having it live on our YouTube and Facebook channels. Fourth, Iran welcomes new supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei. And finally, oil costs soar amid U.S. and Iran war. And I know that's also a hot topic of discussion all over the world. But let's bring it home, Isani. Of course, everybody was either here in the city, watching the La Ruta Maya, or glued to their seats at home, witnessing historical events taking place. Were you there?
No. Hold on. Let's clear up the thing real quickly.
What?
Right? Everybody was either at the foot of the Belcan Bridge or they were at the foot of the Hallover Bridge.
I'm at home to watch it.
Either one. No, you said everybody, so I just build upon that, right? No, but
Yes.
here's the thing, right? I'm looking at this entire scenario, and we've been covering it as part of our newscast for the past few weeks. And I can't help but think of, and this will be a completely wild comparison, but for effect it will work, right? It kind of reminds me of Zenaida Moya crowning her own queen on that stage a few years ago.
Go down in history.
When you have 2 different endings, basically, right? Amidst controversy over where the thing should have ended and so on. But I say all of that to say this. Belizean people serious about Ruta Maya.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is the prevailing sentiment here. The reason being that while you had, let's say, half of the paddlers who participated this year disembarking at Grand Resort, the other half, they were warmly welcomed and received at the Belcan Bridge. And to add to that, as perhaps a late development, so to speak, Caribbean International Brewery, those behind Mine Beer, decided that they'll support whatever activity was taking place at the Belcan, right? And so I passed by yesterday, and I see bouncy house, and I see a lot of people, and I see food and drinks going, and drumming and all of that stuff. But my question in all of this is, what's going to happen next year, right? So you have, and congratulations to the PAC team, they won.
Yes,
right?
we don't want to overshadow that.
Yes, we can't forget that they did very well this year. But it comes amid controversy, right? For me, it's, do we go with a new venue? Do we go with what is traditional to us for the past few years? And I think one of my major questions in all of this, right? Look, they look for broke down Belcan Bridge soon. So with all of that construction we're about to happen within the next couple of months, are we still looking at the foot of the Belcan Bridge, which is a civic area, for us to have this rates complete? Or are we now going to say, you know what, we did it this year, but for future, while there's construction happening in Belize City, we'll move it back to Grand Resort? How does that work? But that futures, right?
Yeah.
That's down the road somewhere. Coming back to what took place this weekend. So we've been following this thing from, it kicked off on Friday morning at the foot of the Hawksworth Bridge in the Twin Towns. And It did not seem, and I believe Mayor Trapp was on record on Friday morning stating that there was a lesser, there were fewer
It's not that
paddlers
there was
participating.
parking available.
Yeah, there were fewer,
Like,
participants
yeah.
actually on the water this year. I don't know if people get cold feet because of all of the,
Controversy.
hullabaloo, but yes.
No, I was gonna say that when you said half and half, and I was looking at the crowd at the Hullover Bridge, and I was saying 3/4, 1/4.
No. I said half of the amount of paddlers.
Oh, yeah, no. I
Not
was
the
talking about the
crowd.
crowd size.
Half of the amount of paddlers stayed at Grand, the other half came to Belize City
yes,
proper.
definitely. But I wanted to say that I don't know if it's so much about, everybody's talking about tradition, and I completely get that, right? But I think the issues here are a lot deeper than just tradition. It's about an organization or some members of an organization making decisions without consulting everybody. And I think that the symbolism or the statement of some of these paddlers that went to Belcan is, you can't do this without us, right? And so and that kind of goes back to your statement about what are they going to do for next year. I think we all understand that there has to be a change for when the Belcan Bridge is being reconstructed, but for certain decisions to have been made behind closed doors and then dictated afterwards to everybody, I think that was the bottom line and the issue of all of this entire controversy. Because then you have some members of the Harrison family saying one thing, you have other members of the Harrison family saying another
Love
thing.
FM in the middle.
And then Love FM in the middle, Grand Resort in the middle, all of these other sponsors that are big sponsors, because I have to say something, right? And this is something that
I'm going to
irked
throw
me.
something in really quick.
Wait, because I'll lose my train of thought. It's not the Belikin La Ruta Maya. It's not the Belikin La Ruta Maya. The name of this challenge is the La Ruta Maya River Challenge.
Yes.
And the fact that you keep branding it with a sponsor adds more controversy to this whole situation.
I don't know. I'll leave you with that. Because as far as I'm aware, Belikin is the primary sponsor. And their name has been tagged at the front.
Even when Big H was the primary sponsor, it was never the Big H La Ruta Maya.
I don't know if I go all the way there with
All right,
that. I'll leave that there, right? But this is what I was about to say. Amidst it all was this whole discussion about the viability of this annual event, right? But it's been going on for so long, and we haven't been hearing, at least not in the open, that they weren't doing good in terms of either sponsorship, in terms of the economic activity that surrounds the race itself. We never made a nothing about that for the past, 17, 18, if not longer? Now, all of a sudden, and I'll say this, my opinion, I feel as though Belizeans and Belizean business owners, including event promoters and planners, are only obsessed with the new kid in town. Which is why everybody flocks to that location now, right? Forgetting that there are other places where traditionally we've enjoyed some of these very same events, right? And when you talk about, viability, just come clean and say, you know what, we're going there because we want to charge and make all the money and fight.
Yeah.
And because of that, you had people who were in the comment section yesterday who were railing holy hell. One person was online saying, look, the cost will be at $10.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? 10 bills that are two bear anywhere else at $5 a piece, right? So all of these things are considerations that the public is making. It's not only those who are planning the event, it's people who are attending these events, right? Now, if you look at Belize City, not everybody could have afforded to get up to Grand Resort yesterday.
Yeah.
So they decided, okay, well, we'll go to Civic instead as an option, right? They didn't have to pay to go in. The stalls are all there. The games were there. Maybe you pay for your drinks or your food there. Yes, that's economic stimulus, right? You pay for your picnic up on a bouncy house. We understand that. But to pay for a cover charge to go in there, and some people are already complaining about the high cost of a beverage in there, how much sense does that make for the average person?
Yeah.
Right? And even those of us who can afford it, and it's not necessarily an issue for us, it's a common sense decision to make. Am I going to pay to go into somewhere and pay more to enjoy being there? I don't know. That's a toss-up.
And again, so we were having this discussion on Friday because you know, if you're a business, you do what you need to do, what you want to do. You're a customer or a consumer, you don't have to.
Exactly.
Right?
That's fine. That's
and
fair.
that's fine, right? I think that my issues about having it at that area was more along the lines of how will everybody go there. Transportation on a holiday, as we all know, even with the national bus company just kicking off, we know that it's not always on schedule, right?
Yeah,
It runs
it's
on
not
a different
optimal.
Yeah, it runs on a different schedule. So if you don't have your own transportation to get there, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
And for Belizeans, this is something that everybody does look forward to. It's something that it's almost embedded in us that we brag about, right? That it's something that we've had foreigners come to participate in this river challenge. I was seeing that Belizeans from diaspora came to participate in this challenge, and so it's very meaningful for us. My question is now, though, Isani, now that this whole thing has come and gone, Pak won the Kinichahau prize, right? I'm looking forward to seeing how now the organization is going to come together and say, all right, we have to figure something out for next year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So clearly there's a rift within the association. As you mentioned earlier, you have factions who are for one aspect. You have the traditionalists who are for another aspect of it, right? And even within the executive of the Canoe Association, you saw that the president took one position in terms of what he described as safety on the waters once you go through the Halover Creek, against what the vice president was openly saying, well, we're not recognizing necessarily the Grand Resort finish as our actual culmination point. We're going to go through the Halover Creek. And so all of that has to be ironed out. But here is the thing, right? When there is infighting, who really gains from it? Who really benefits? Because I think this does an injustice to the Belizean people.
I think
many who participate, many who actually spectate from the start of the race in San Ignacio, Santa Elena, all the way through the Belize River Valley into Belize City.
I think it also does an injustice, for example, for the winner as well.
That
because
too, certainly.
You know, I saw a comment on Facebook yesterday that says that nobody's going to remember the winner of this year. They're going to remember the fact that there was a controversy and that some of the paddlers went all the way to Belcan and then some stayed at Halover. And that's true, because I even as we're sitting here, I have to remind myself that, you know what, Pac won. They did win this prize, right?
I'm glad you said that, April, because it proves my analogy, right?
Yes.
Nobody never remember who that been a queen of the bed that year, right? They only remember that Zenada made the Kroge won one, and then the prime minister was laughing and everybody else made a mockery.
I don't know. I wasn't here.
It was shrouded in controversy is my point.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
my point.
And I know we have some viewers that are making some comments and so forth. So if we could pull up some of those comments on the screen there. We have one viewer that's saying the relocation of the race until the Belcan Bridge is complete or can be temporary. Of course, I think that we all agree that the Belcan Bridge is that historic area that to end the race. Good morning, I say put it at Chetumal Boulevard Bridge. That's the midpoint. What do you think about that one?
Well, I thought about that initially, but to be honest with you, there's a lot of mangrove clearing that has to happen if you're gonna end the race there.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, there's a Marriott to be built right at the foot of the bridge as well. So I don't know how that works.
I find that, like I said, I don't think that it's so much as to where the race ended as to the issues behind the decision making. I think that is where the issue lies, and until the organization committees can come together and figure out a way to like stay, you know, somebody said Love FM was not
everything in Belize is about money, but not everything traditionally should be hinged on trying to make $1.
Agreed.
That is my point, right? So for all of these many years, nobody said, yo, make we monetize the thing that's civic. Nobody did. We enjoyed it there free of cost. Who were to make money made money. All of a sudden now we're saying, okay, well, let's go somewhere else where you could charge somebody. After 2 decades or however long, Belizean people have to have an issue with that.
I agree, and I think that the more and more, because I had an assumption that it had been free for a long time, at least throughout the villages, and Sabrina said, no, they charge at Royal Boom too. They charge at Double Head Cawich too, at least to enter, right?
Yeah.
Which, again, fair, but I think for a lot of people where majority of the population comes to watch the end, they were hoping that it was a free of charge space. And the people have spoken, because that crowd there at Belcan Bridge, I saw my poor Paul trying to get to the end. You know, he's trying to battle through the crowd and everything, but he got the coverage.
Before we move on, April, I'll take this opportunity to say, I guess, welcome or thanks on behalf of GBM.
Yeah.
Because we took over part of the coverage, and it was not anything that was planned per se. You had an actual sponsor who was going to provide all of that part, but they got boycotted. We kind of step in for our last minute and try to help out the situation. So for those of you guys who acknowledge our effort, we're saying a warm and heartfelt appreciation for that, right?
Of course.
Put in some work. Let's go.
Paul put in a lot of work. Did you see him out there in that crowd? But yes, let's move on very quickly. We only have a few more minutes to go into the special sitting of the House that is going to be held today. There's a lot of issues that are taking place, and I'm hoping that we can hear about some of those situations.
Well, perhaps that too will be overshadowed by the fact that the BCWJ plans to picket in front of the House today.
Very
right?
true. Very true.
So I'll be honest with you. I'm not privy to the sessional papers for this one. I really wasn't following that closely. I know that we got a memo earlier that there will be a special sitting of the House, but I never really got to look for the orders and stuff, right? But point is, the BCWJ has, in a sense, been relentless in terms of its pursuit for their severance, right?
Yes.
So Friday, we saw them at the Charter House building. That's where the Prime Minister has his Belize City office. We also saw them in front of a law firm, right?
Yes.
Here in Belize City as well. And that's after they had picketed the home of the BTL chairman. So today, they're planning all roads lead to Belmopan. We'll see how that plays out. But I think the prevailing sentiment at this point is that if they're owed severance, do right by them, make sure that the calculations for the interest and whatever it is they're clamoring for satisfies all who are involved, and make we move on.
Agreed.
Right? I think that may not be the actual fact. I'm just saying it's a prevailing sentiment. Belizeans feel that way at this point, right? And let's see where it goes.
I think that they thought that they were doing them a service by saying, okay, we're going to be paying you interest from where the ruling of the court said we have to start paying you, which was, I believe, November of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so that's really not a lot to me compensating them for all of the years that they have worked to deserve the severance pay. So we'll be taking a closer look at this particular issue too. I hope you guys can get through that one as well. And then, of course, lastly, kind of going a little bit internationally as we close off our 5 things you need to know. The war in Iran is still taking place. I know Iran has ceased fire, bombing out some of the nearby countries and the U.S. military base in those countries. But that route of Hormuz is still definitely blocked. They're still not letting oil pass through there, and that is going to definitely, Isani, affect us. I know that when we were talking about the war of Ukraine, we saw that the oil prices went up. This particular strait definitely is going to make our prices go up. It's already happening in the United States as we
I had
speak.
mentioned last week, right? The Strait of Hormuz, that is where Iran and all of those other oil-producing countries channel their oils through. They produce 1/5, 20% of the world's consumption of oil and oil products, right? And so that is definitely an issue. We're into a week and a couple of days of this, conflict taking place in the Middle East. And yesterday, I was looking at the cost of oil on the international market, and it soared from 70 to $100 plus per barrel, right? And my question is, and I'm hoping that we could perhaps get some response from the Prime Minister at today's House meeting, I guess during this adjournment or what have you. How do we plan for any kind of shocks where this is concerned, because we Belize, we don't produce for your own oil like that. We're dependent on what takes place on the foreign market, right? And we Belizeans, we in a Gaspian.
Long time.
We're in a perpetual Gaspian,
Yeah,
right?
long time.
Fuel for us is well over $10 per gallon at the pump. And when you have external shocks, it may very well go up.
Yeah.
So we have to get an answer from him as to what they plan in the foreseeable future to address the situation, if in fact it affects us.
I agree.
Right? But
All
yes.
right. All right. We are going to now move into our eye on the weather. Those are our 5 things that we need to know. I think that when it comes to the oil crisis and the war in the Middle East, I think that
So let's backtrack a bit there, April.
Sorry.
So since we're talking about the war in Iran, over the weekend, Mojtaba Khamenei was sort of, made the heir apparent, so to speak, loosely speaking, right?
Yes.
He was announced to be the successor of his late father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, right? And the Trump administration made it clear that this was a big mistake on their part, against the fact that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also said that whoever succeeds Khamenei will face the same fate, right? And this for his ascension was met with recognition by several other countries in that part of the world, including Oman, right? And so this is, for some, an act of defiance, right? That the regime is not necessarily liquidated and done with. They're still putting him there so that there's continuity in terms of, this whole idea of the Islamic State and the theocracy with which Iran is governed by.
I just find the irony of the United States being involved in regime change. This is the second time that they're doing something like this.
Well, it's the second attempt in 2 months.
In 2 months that
Yes.
Yes, you're right. Thank you.
Venezuela and now this
for this
one.
year, right? And the boldness of it really, because I do recall an interview with President Trump stating that they have to be involved in who the next leader of Iran will be, because they can't have this regime stay in power, and then lo and behold, the son remains.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
right? But my
it's an
point,
act of defiance,
yeah. But
really.
my point is that this administration ran on the idea that they're not going to go in and try to do any sort of nation building in other countries, and here they are now doing that same thing. I find that we are going to be hearing from this leader very, very soon. And I remember while President Netanyahu said that he's going to be feeling the same wrath as his father did, this might be an act of vengeance that comes out of this regime, and that's not something that we want. We don't want more fighting happening over there. And I feel like we're just these little countries that are sitting at the
Middle
side
East has always been a
watching.
hotbed for conflict.
But
this is historic.
Yes, but you don't have to be. We on this side of the world, the United States, we don't have to be lighting the match. If they're always in their sort of conflict, let that happen over there, and including us and involving us and weakening and crippling like our oil and so forth. It doesn't bode well for us. They're already facing an oil and fuel crisis up there in the United States, so it doesn't bode well for them either.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right, left that there and move on.
We are going to move on. Here is our eye on the weather from the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize.
All right, as April mentioned, our Eye on the Weather is brought to you by our good friends from the National Meteorological Service. Today's forecast looks like this. It's going to be sunny with a few cloudy spells today and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Only isolated showers are expected. Today's temperatures along the coast is going to be 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland, for those who are living in inland areas of the country, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 70 degrees, right? In the hills, it's going to be 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 65 respectively. Our extended forecast for Wednesday is going to be 86 degrees along the coast. It's going to be 91 degrees inland. On Thursday, it's going to be 86 degrees along the coast and, of course, 92 degrees inland. Friday, sort of similar temperatures. It's going to be 80 degrees along the coast and 84 degrees inland, and 85 and 87 along the coast and inland respectively for Saturday. Our marine conditions, our sea state is choppy. The winds are going to be blowing east at 5 to 15 knots. The tides, today's low tide will be at 7:37 a.m. The high tide will be at 1:57 p.m. Today's low is going to be at 10:20 p.m. and tomorrow's high is going to be at 4:22 a.m. All right, our astronomical forecast. The sun rose at 6:04 a.m. It's going to set at 6:01 p.m. The moon set will be at 10:41 a.m. and of course the moon rises tomorrow morning at 12:27 a.m. All right, so that does it for our eye on the weather. April, take it away.
Excellent, Isani. Thank you so much. Coming up after this break, we have the mayor of City of Belmopan, Pablo Cawich, speaking on moving forward in Belmopan.
In the heart of the Cawich district, Y.W.C.A is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Y.W.C.A wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Y.W.C.A to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
The first time I visited Sharp Vision Eye Clinic, I immediately felt like my eyesight truly mattered. Firstly, the assistant warmly greeted me and asked me to fill out the form explaining the purpose for my visit. Then, the optometrist took her time with me, walking me through a full eye exam and explaining everything clearly. She inquired about my family history for glaucoma, diabetic eye issues, hypertensive retinopathy, things I never even knew to worry about. Their advanced diagnostic imaging gave me the most detailed look I've ever had on my eye health. Knowing they could catch problems early gave me real peace of mind. I was surprised by how much they offer. Treatment for allergies, styes, common eye conditions, and even emergencies like minor injuries. When it came to choosing glasses, their in-house optical shop made things easy. Stylish options, helpful advice, and fast service thanks to their on-site lab. Sharp Vision Eye Clinic gave me clarity and confidence. My vision feels like a priority because here, it truly is.
With Full Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomie. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
We are back, and joining us for our first conversation is a familiar face to me, and of course to many of our viewers in the capital city of Belmopan. We have Mayor Pablo Cawich joining us this morning. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
And he has with him Radin Santos, who is a counselor at Belmopan City Council, but he's mostly involved in sports, transport, and climate change. Gentlemen, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
I often get the chance to interview the mayor of Belize City, so I'm very happy to see you today this morning. But let's talk about Belmopan. And let's talk, before we get into moving forward and your plans, if re-elected in the municipals next year, what has been your favorite accomplishment and perhaps maybe a challenge that you think you still need to fix?
Good morning.
Good morning.
First off, I'd like to say good morning to Belmopan and Belize, and I apologize for my voice. I am a little bit under the weather. So good morning, everyone. And we do plan to run for re-election. We believe that this team has been doing an excellent job in Belmopan. One of my personal view, what I believe would be one of our biggest accomplishments was or is the improvement when it comes to solid waste management. We've managed to increase the assets of what used to be the sanitation department and is now the climate action and environmental solutions department. We've managed to upgrade the asset inventory from 1.5 garbage compactors to 4 compactors. That has allowed us to improve the service across the city to 2-time pickups citywide, while it used to be 2 times in the center of Belmopan, and all the outskirts for some reason used to generate less waste and only got pickups once a week.
Mayor, from a political point of view, right? Belmopan has been growing leaps and bounds in terms of its size as a constituency and in terms of the number of residential and commercial areas within the city itself. How have you been able to keep up with this growth? You've mentioned solid waste management as perhaps one aspect of it, but in terms of all other aspects, including the whole idea of municipal governance, how have you been able to keep up with certain areas that are popping up within Belmopan?
Well, the movement is very rapid, as you expressed. Belmopan is statistically the fastest growing municipality in the country, and we believe it has to do with the life that Belmopan has now garnered. One of our main focuses was to try and bring that economy to life, which is why we started promoting a lot of activities on weekends to try and encourage residents to stay in Belmopan, to try and attract outside citizens and vendors into the city to cause that traffic movement, that foot traffic in the city. Thankfully, that has worked out, and we've managed to execute a lot of successful activities in the city that has brought very good economic benefits to its local businesses. One of the adjustments we've made is that coming from a technology background, we've tried to utilize and embrace technology in municipal management. So we've started implementing some new systems within the city. I was hoping to cover a little bit of the mandate that we've managed to achieve before we got into this portion.
We'll get around to it. No worries.
Yeah.
But we do have some systems that are scheduled to come later this year. I mentioned about a traffic system, a new traffic system that we're working on. It's in its final stages of testing. It's a fully online system that will allow residents to apply for services remotely and in the comfort of their own home. So that is an improvement that which we don't see anywhere else in the country. So it's one of the steps we feel proud of. We also have a app which we will be releasing. We were hoping for later this month, and I still believe we're on target. It's a Clean City app, which works in collaboration with the waste management solution. This will allow residents to track and sign up for notifications and a notification system to alert them when the garbage compactor is 1,000 feet from their house, 5 minutes from their house, so that in case they haven't taken out their garbage, they know I need to take it out now, or else I'll miss the garbage truck.
I really appreciate that there are a lot of ideas, and there's definitely movements and actions taking place, but kind of alluding back to Isane's question, balancing that progress, because I live in Belmopan, and for as much as I appreciate all of the growth and so forth, it seems that there's still ways to go in balancing San Martin, Maya Mopan, Central Belmopan, all of the other areas around it, Las Flores, as making us feel as one united front. And I say this because a lot of action does take place simultaneously, sometimes in the center, and not having the people from those areas come in, and vice versa, right? So how do you establish a relationship with everybody and ensure that everybody can feel that growth and that progress?
Well, we do try to move activities across the city intentionally to try and get the population to move to these other areas that they might not tend to visit. So when we organize activities, especially in sports, we tend to move around the city to try and give different local vendors opportunities as well to come out and get some income for their families.
Mayor, along with any growing municipality are real-world challenges, right? Crime and violence being one of them. You can't have a city that's growing exponentially and not have an issue of gangs, not have an issue of robberies and these kinds of criminal incidents. Along with the Belize Police Department and along with the area representative for Belmopan, who's also the Minister of Home Affairs, what have you guys been doing to try to keep a lid on crime and violence in Belmopan? We've been covering recent events where you've had loss of life in the Garden City.
Yes, one of the recent initiatives is the the expansion of the public safety, the monitoring unit. This is an initiative which the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Honorable Mira had have started placing community surveillance cameras across the city to try and ensure that they can monitor, and in the event of any incident, footage can very likely be gathered to utilize as evidence. Apart from that surveillance approach, I've also discussed a new solution with the Honorable Minister to implement as a backup solution, not as a replacement of any existing solution, where a WhatsApp number would be provided to each police station and substation in Belmopan to allow the office to be connected to the different neighborhood groups in WhatsApp, because that's also one of the initiatives we have embarked on. We are presently executing community meetings across the city. We've identified 14 stops, which every 2 weeks we try to aim for a different area. This allows us to engage with the community. It allows us to get feedback on issues that they might have, on things that aren't working properly. So through this, we are also encouraging the neighborhood groups to become more active. And with the presence of the police department in these groups, they would have that more real-time awareness of any issue that might be arising.
I want to bring in Mr. Santos in on the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. When you all are in the decision-making room with Mayor and you are planning out the ways that you're going to tackle certain issues, particularly in transport in Belmopan, one of the crime and violent issues that are taking place, most of them are happening, yes, during the daytime, but also we've seen incidents that occur in the night and so forth. In terms of your areas and the way that you are able to work, how are you all assisting in planning out how transportation works in Belmopan to ensure that there's safety?
Good morning. Thanks again for having us. We have a monthly caucus meeting at the council, and we have recently implemented a traffic advisor board. This board is not necessarily to only handle traffic related incidents or the topic of traffic as well. We also include the police department is on that board as well. They sit on that board. They have a representative, the National Transport, as well as members from the Belmopan City Council, myself being one, and the mayor heads that board.
Taxi, Bositos.
The taxi and the Bositos. So we try to get everyone involved, all the stakeholders. The police provide their insight at these meetings. The different stakeholders, as I mentioned, the Bosito representative, the taxi representative, the transport representative, everybody, the police, provide their insight, give their insights at these meetings in an effort to improve not only traffic in the city, traffic related matters in the city, but as well as the security aspect in the city as well.
I find that I still think that for some of us that are trying to make their way into that commute, are we still really only going to have one stoplight?
We have explored the expansion of the stoplight infrastructure. We had identified 3 other intersections where we believe stoplights are necessary, but we're not limiting our vision to just stoplights. We have explored and are presently trying to make arrangements to implement some new connections within the city that would allow traffic to find new routes around the ring road. Because presently everything that happens in Belmopan, once you have a necessity to move between neighborhoods, you have to hit that ring road to move to another area. So we're presently trying to create new routes that would allow alternate routes for the traffic.
Mayor, City Hall came under fire recently from the business community, where the whole tax regime for trade and what have you are concerned. Have you been able to address that issue, and what has been the feedback from some of the business owners in terms of the adjustments to these various expenses, these costs?
Yes, we have managed to resolve that issue. The main issue was a misunderstanding of what was actually being executed. A lot of people misunderstood and thought that it was the implementation of the new trade regime, which was not the case. As I had explained in some of the interviews, the trade board had requested reassessments of many of the businesses, and this is what caused that analysis of business layout and things like that that had to be reanalyzed. But as expressed in the latest interviews, it's something that we have reached out to the major affected businesses, and we have passed that issue already.
But I want to stay on the topic of taxes, because even though it is the business tax that the business trade license, that we're talking about, Belmopan, apart from Belize City, has the highest cost of living in the country, right? The taxes are high in Belmopan, and for as much as we as citizens, we are trying to ensure that we maintain a certain lifestyle there, it's a very real thing, and we are also a student city. So how do you counteract being a student city that should be affordable, but many people are trying to find other avenues to work and move out of the city because of the high cost of living?
Yes, unfortunately, cost of living is not just local. It has a global and national influence, and while the trade license has a direct impact on businesses, we do not believe that it is the true factor in the cost of living being high. We have to, one of the things that we've pointed out to the Ministry of Local Government was that, in our view, while doing these revisions of trade licenses or the fees, we found many discrepancies that we believe are unfair. It allows for some well-established businesses, for example, a doctor's office, due to their structure or the doctor's office layout, it utilizes less space than a vegetable vendor. And due to this being that the new type of approach relies on productive space, this causes the doctor to pay a lower trade license fee than a vegetable vendor. So these are some of the complications that we have relayed to the ministry, and we need to try and adjust these things to ensure fairness and transparency, which the new regime demands for.
Mayor, I'll step outside from that for a few minutes, and then we could probably circle back to it,
please.
right? Dr. Philip Castillo recently concluded a poll in terms of your popularity with the constituents of Belmopan, along with the popularity of the area representative. And it seems somewhat favorable for you, right? In terms of the overall sentiment from voters and residents of Belmopan. How do you take that going into perhaps another term once you're re-elected? I ask simply because with popularity, it fluctuates, right? Maybe residents are satisfied with some of the accomplishments that have been made that are beneficial to them, whereas others still have concerns that are pressing that have yet to be addressed by the council and yourself as mayor. How do you take that going forward?
Well, firstly, I wasn't aware that a poll was conducted. I haven't seen the results as yet.
Just came out over the weekend, actually.
Okay. Well, one of the things with this team is that we don't do things for popularity. We do things to ensure that we are bringing the benefits that the community elected us to do. So we were serious, or we are serious about work, and we continue to be very serious about the progress of Belmopan. Some of the initiatives that we are embarking on will allow residents to better engage with the City Council. For example, we have a GIS task management system which we are presently working on developing. This will allow the citizens of Belmopan, or the residents of Belmopan, to utilize citizen science to submit issues in the city that would be verified by a City Council official, and once it's verified, it's entered into the task management system. This would allow tracking of that issue until it's rectified, or depending on the type of issue, it might just be informational to relay for a future solution. Apart from that, we also have a new mechanism where we are utilizing a 675 TEL hotline. This presently allows any resident to submit issues or concerns on via WhatsApp. We're also that is presently manned by a human right now. We are presently developing an AI system to grab this information, categorize it, and relay it to the respective departments to ensure, or to speed up that kind of systematic approach that can be applied. We believe that these types of improvements in communication will allow the residents to have more trust and more faith that we are serious about our slogan, moving Belmopan forward.
I wanted to, it all sounds great, right? It all sounds wonderful, but you still have parts of Belmopan that still don't have electricity, and you know, by extension, water. I know that those are growing spaces, but shouldn't we be quelling those issues first before tackling these larger technological solutions?
Yes, unfortunately, the role of utilities when it comes to the city itself are limited. It's not a case where the city does the actual investment into this infrastructure. We lobby, we work along with the area representative to try and ensure that we can assist the residents to get these types of utilities.
Hold on. Forgive me. But those very same people, so if we're looking at the Rivera era, for instance, right? They have been without electricity since they expanded into that part of Belmopan.
How long ago?
I can't tell you. You could tell me that.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years. Okay, fair enough. But they've been paying taxes, right?
Yes.
So why are they still cut short from these basic utilities? You have people who live in a certain parts of Belmopan who are fine and comfortable where they're living. They're paying the same taxes like some of the same people in Rivera who have been clamoring for electricity. Can't it be a situation where the municipal government teams up with central government, yourself as mayor and Oscar Mira as area rep, to make sure that these people get what they deserve in terms of utilities? Especially if we're talking about an expanding city. It might be an issue that pops up somewhere else in Belmopan when people decide to move into that area.
Well, it is a reality about new developments in Belmopan.
Yeah.
So it is something that we are actively working on. We are presently working towards the implementation of the light infrastructure in that Rivera area that should be achieved hopefully in the next month or two, but that's up to BEL, that's not up to us.
Yeah.
The works when it comes to the lobbying has been done, and if I'm not mistaken, BEL is presently implementing or commencing the implementation of that project.
Sticking to, you know, basic needs and utilities and so forth, Let's get into infrastructure just for a bit. And I know that there's a lot of infrastructure happening in most of the communities behind, like Belmopan and Las Flores and so forth. But within Belmopan Central, you still have drainage issues. We still do need proper infrastructure and roads and so forth. Are there any plans to fix those issues?
Well, one of the major constraints in the past has been assets. When we, would you like to explain about this part?
Sure.
Jump in whenever you can.
So I'm not the only one talking.
Upon taking office, as the mayor mentioned, there were very limited assets at the Belmopan City Council. When we say very limited assets, a handful of weed eaters that were used to clean the buffer areas. One compactor, maybe one or two vehicles that were utilized by the staff at the Belmopan City Council. We've grown that asset, in my opinion, tremendously, the asset base. We have about now, as I mentioned earlier, the weed eaters, we have about 20 of those now, all functional. We've purchased a backhoe. We have a working dump truck. We have an excavator. We have a grader as well. And to go back to what you mentioned just now, Ms. April, about the infrastructure work in Belmopan, this allows us, the council, to do our own work instead of contracting private contractors who are in the business to make money. We get to save that aspect of it, and our employees receive the necessary training to handle these operators. We also have our own mechanic, heavy-duty machinery mechanics. So we don't have to. These machines are working daily, right? They're working hard. They do break down from time to time. Instead of going to a private business owner, and I'm not saying we don't want to go to private business owners, but in an effort to have the council be efficient and effective, we have our guys in-house who operate these machines and who repair these machines. And so they're out there pretty much daily, Sunday to Sunday. I know we've been in the one of the other areas, the J&W area. We have two sections, one that is this side, the right side of the creek, and another that is on the left side of the creek. We've even been doing works on the weekends to improve the infrastructure in the area. Yes, the main road is beautiful and is paved, but we still have the other streets that need these works. Some of the streets, we've noticed that the grass has taken it over. Proper drainage is not in certain areas. Yes, we have grown our assets, but we still have a limited amount of them to say, this weekend we're going in this area, that weekend we'll be in another area. We can't be working multiple areas at the same time. We start projects and we ensure that we finish them before moving on to another area.
Another topic that I wanted to, since I have you here, Mr. Santos, we have a student life in Belmopan, particularly with the University of Belize. And some of the questions have been in terms of transportation for students within the city area, particularly after 5 p.m. Are there any plans or so forth to work alongside with the university to ensure that there is safe transportation for these students?
Well, we know the bositos in Belmopan operate pretty much all day. We are aware that there is a local businessman in Belmopan that has been partnering with the bosito owners and install trackers on these bositos. That way, if the commuter would download, I think it's an app that he has, would download this app, they're able to track the bositos when they're coming. As the mayor mentioned just now as well, we are in the testing stages of a taxi app. And that in itself is like an Uber style. You know, it allows the user to do the same thing that you do when you're using the Uber, and the closest available taxi would come to you. It allows you as the user, a student, to safety. It promotes safety. You know, you know what taxi you're jumping into. It will provide the license plate, the color, certain details about the taxi you're jumping into, and valid legal taxis who would be on this app. And it allows you to share this information if you don't feel safe, if you feel you need to share it with a friend or a family member. So yes, it's something that we're trying to roll out to assist with safety in Belmopan, and we're hoping that not only the working population would use it, but the students as well.
Yeah. So the theme of this conversation is moving Belmopan forward. I want to focus now on what's in store for the residents of Belmopan as you as a council prepare yourselves for a potential second term in office. What is the mandate going forward, and what can Belmopan people expect from your leadership?
Well, with moving Belmopan forward, we have to talk about progress. And most of our municipalities have not really pushed to start embracing technology to its fullest. So that is one of the steps which we are presently embarked on. We believe that we have to embrace technology, and that is how we will allow the citizens to get better service. So a lot of our solutions are system-based, but systems can only do so much. We also need to ensure that we continue with the climate side of the world. So we need to ensure that as we move Belmopan forward, we do so with climate resilience in mind, with sustainability in mind. So this is one of the reasons we have managed to develop a climate action plan for Belmopan. We are utilizing that as a guide to ensure that we move forward in the correct direction. Belmopan has actually been utilized internationally or regionally as an example of a model city due to the initiatives that we have embarked on. For example, the waste management approach, our greening initiative when it comes to green waste management by us investing in a chipper that is moved around the city to chip up branches and trees. So we have to also consider that self-sustainability or environmental side as we move forward, especially since hurricanes are a big issue in today's day and age. We don't get hurricanes only in the hurricane season now. The climate action or climate change has caused our timelines to shift. So we need to definitely ensure that we move along with that concept in mind as well.
Yeah, before we wrap up and so forth, I kind of still wanted to understand a little bit more about the climate action. I'm assuming this is on your desk in terms of resiliency, because we're kind of like a basin, Belmopan. And even though we are pretty much safe when it comes to some of these natural disasters, we still suffer things like flooding and so forth. So let's talk about the action plan before we leave.
And this is where some of the assets come into play as well. We try to mitigate in terms of the areas that may experience flooding to ensure that we have proper drainage. It is not just proper drainage, but maybe even along the lines of climate resilience. Another project that we recently embarked on was the raising the level of a flood-prone area in Belmopan that serves as a catchment for water as well in the Salvapan area. So we embarked on this with financing from the Protected Areas Conservation Trust. And we've been, the project is in its implementation stage. Like I said, we're going to be raising the level of the street, putting in proper drainage to link it to the main drain so that we mitigate the flooding in these areas. It's not only that area that we're working on. As I mentioned earlier, in the different areas in Salvapan, Belmopan, San Martin, our excavator has been out putting in drainage in these areas, again, to mitigate the flooding in these areas. And another thing that we are looking forward to is the separation of garbage in Belmopan, of waste in Belmopan. We also want to, not just to utilize the compactors that we have, we plan to take it a step ahead and have these compactors that will not see the employees of the council having to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning and being exposed to these to the garbage and emptying the garbage. We want to go to the mechanized ones that will pick up the garbage containers from the side of the street, separated again, of course, and emptying them into the compactors. Of course, we'd have 1 or 2 persons being on board because they are machines. They may break down from time to time or have a small malfunction, but that's the direction that we want to take Belmopan in.
Wonderful. Well, gentlemen, I want to say thank you both so much for joining us this morning. Mayor, last words to Belmopan as we wrap up.
Well, I would first like to thank you guys for having us on the show today. I would also like to thank a couple ministries that allow us to ensure that we get our job done in Belmopan, specifically the MIDH, Ministry of Local Government, and obviously the Honorable Oscar Mira for always collaborating with the council, and obviously the people of Belmopan. I hope that we can continue serving the city and its residents and improve services and life on a whole.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, DIGI brings new spring deals. I say, no, I can't say dry deals. Yeah, new spring deals.
GBM is turning the spotlight home. All Belizean, all day, every day. We're bringing to you more local and regional programs than ever before. Relive the classics you love. Plus, enjoy brand new stories that celebrates who we are, our people, our pride, our Belize. So whether you're at home, in the office, or on the go, keep GBM on, because now more than ever, Belize is on TV.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart smartphone, internet in my hand. Call me, want my smart plan, want it right now. Smart, stay connected, stay happy.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
That's me. My data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Galenia Hospital, located in Cancun, Mexico's premier tourism destination, is a state-of-the-art healthcare facility that provides highly specialized medical services. We are Quintana Roo's biggest private hospital with board-certified doctors and staff. Some of our services include cath lab, adult intensive care unit, neonatal intensive care unit, emergency rooms, operating theaters, ambulance services, and more. We are a medically accredited hospital by JCI, Accreditation Canada International, and General Health Council, providing extraordinary care in every specialty, from our cardiology department to our neurology center. We are focused on treating the entire person, body, mind, and spirit. Contact us at medicaltourism@hospitalgalenia.com or visit our website at www.hospitalgalenia.com. Come to Galenia Hospital in Cancun for a truly personal medical care experience.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. And of course, we have DIGI Wallet in the house. Good morning, ladies. Joining us to talk about new spring deals. It's honestly we don't have spring, but we can't say dry deals. So we have Christy Cruz, and she is a marketing rep over at DIGI Wallet. Good morning. And Monique Ford, she is the marketing manager over at DIGI Wallet. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning,
and
folks.
thank you
Good
so much
morning.
for joining us. And
for having
happy
us.
anniversary, DIGI Wallet.
Yes,
indeed.
Happy fourth.
Happy fourth anniversary.
Nice.
How are we celebrating this year?
All right, so for our 4-year anniversary, we have a really awesome offer that we're giving back to our subscribers this month. So when you transact, we have specific transactions that, you know, throughout the regular year, you earn loyalty points. For our anniversary, we're giving back, and you're gonna be earning 4 times more the loyalty points during the month of March.
So we're really playing on that 4.
So if you do a bill payment, a top up, you send a Western Union, you purchase Bolida, or you do a scan and pay at our merchants, you get a chance to get 4 times more on your loyalty points when you do that transaction.
And that's starting in March.
That's starting in
so
March.
that start
that's
from
for
this
the
weekend.
entirety. Yeah.
That start from last week. Great.
And then some people want to know what are loyalty points.
Yeah.
There are people who transact in the wallet and don't even know they're getting a loyalty point.
true. Yeah.
But what loyalty points are, it's a reward for doing something in the wallet, and you can have that accumulate and you could convert it into DigiCash. And then, like, I mean, we promote DigiCash is actual money, where you could go to the store and you could purchase, you could add that to your Bolida, purchase anything you want within the wallet.
So I recently figured out
So
I recently figured out that I could send money to other people through my DIGI Wallet.
Yes.
I did. So I saw this thing called cash out, and I thought like I could get cash out for me. But then somebody said you could just pay me back with DIGI Wallet, and then I said, you mean send you credit DIGI Wallet? And they said no, you could pay me back through DIGI Wallet, and we did the whole cash out, sent to another person, putting the.
Yeah. And we had that discussion with somebody the other day. They received money via Western Union. I'm not sure where we were, and we were like, you know, you could do payments. So if you need to pay somebody and you need to pay them to their bank account specifically, you can do that from DIGI Wallet.
Learn that too.
You can do that.
Was wild.
Ease of doing business,
It's
right?
the ease of doing business, but also you have to know like the person's number and their, of course, all of their their information. But even that, I could get loyalty points if I do all of that on my DIGI Wallet.
By sending money, you do earn loyalty points.
Okay.
So during the normal time, so after the promotion is done, yes, you do earn loyalty points on all those transactions. But for this month, for our promotion specifically, it's just on these specific transactions. So our standard loyalty points promo is a bit on pause for now, but that's just because we're rewarding you for what are the top transactions this month. So everybody's buying top up, everybody's buying Bolida, everybody's sending Western Union
just in time for that Easter
vacation. So you know, we're giving back 4 times more. So whereas you used to earn 5 loyalty points for, you know, a bill payment, there's bill payment as well. You could pay any bill, so it's not limited to just the utility bills. So we have other billers in there. We have Quality Poultry, We have Madisco, RF&G life insurance. We have Dunis, so if you have a loan or if you have an installment with goods, you could pay them back via DigiWallet as well. So all those bill payments are getting you 4 times more loyalty points. You get a chance to get 4 times more loyalty points during the month of March.
Wow. So 4 years is a brief milestone in terms of DigiWallet.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for DigiWallet in terms of its actual growth and popularity within the market?
Well, for us, it means a lot. I think I will have been at DigiWallet for 2 years come June, and just in those short 2 years, that's half of the lifetime of DigiWallet, it has transformed significantly. We've partnered with so many different organizations and projects in just these last 2 years that I think really have, put us on that trajectory to just go really above and beyond what anybody really thought could have been possible for the wallet. We've partnered with the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as now we're a sub-agent of Western Union. A lot of people are still not aware of that. We've partnered with the Belize Government Lotteries, and we're the only payment medium in their app or on their website right now. We're integrated in so many payment apps, and we've seen issues with sometimes these apps having issues with credit cards being utilized and misused. You don't have those same complications with a digital wallet account because of the enhanced security that's available. And then we have projects like the e-bus. We partnered with the e-bus. If you hop on a city bus and you don't have cash, you could easily scan your card, So and that's just some of the projects, and there's still more coming. So 4 years, it really means a lot. We always invite persons to subscribe. We always invite persons, if you have a business, sign up, get on a train to move forward into what the future of payments and money is.
Because everything is going digital.
Yes.
That's true. I love that. I just need to go in and store it on my phone. Honestly, it's such a refreshing thing that I don't have to take all of these things with me and I go into a space.
And people feel limited sometimes, but I think that's just they're not aware of what all you could do with the wallet. Saturday right here, I left my house kind of unprompt, just doing to one errand, and I ended up using my wallet 5 times. So I got coffee from Map Street, I got meat pies from Dario's. I mean, the small places that you don't think, I put in my gas, paid with DigiWallet.
Yeah. But it was very interesting when I was at a pop-up shop over the weekend, and the person had their machine, their machine, and I was like, okay, but I guess, I don't know, the
internet
signal
issues.
and so forth.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my goodness, let me do my bank transaction. But then she's like, oh, but I have DigiWallet. Perfect. It was scan, quick. I don't have to worry about certain things, security, and so because it's already secured for me.
And then you get that instant SMS that shows you, yes, how much came out and where you sent it to.
Indeed. And so I said, I don't have to really track. I know what I spent. It tells me exactly what happened.
There's no line.
Yeah, but I really appreciate that DigiWallet has made life so much easier when it comes to cashless and so on. In terms of people that are perhaps not logged on or have not subscribed or have not downloaded the app, is it too late for them to do that and to be a part of this loyalty promotion?
No, it's not too late. All you need to sign up is to download the app. You fill in the basic information. So that would be your normal name, your date of birth, you enter a security question, and you're all set up.
Very simple.
Yes.
Very easy.
And then once you're set up, we have a marketplace. So it's much more than just transacting in terms of sending money. Our marketplace has a section called games where it has raffles. So right now we have currently our Easter raffle, which is for $5. You get a chance to win a 2-night stay for 2 people plus round trip ticket with San Pedro Belize Express for 2 people and 200 DigiCash.
But I know you also have partnered with Pletz.
Yes. The exciting news. So with Pletz, we partnered up for their raffle of the 14x16 tiny home. And this tiny home is quite adorable. I mean, everyone is all about the rave for that because it comes with a loft, bathroom, and kitchen. And that is for just $10, you get a chance to win.
I mean, look at that. That's so.
I have some rural properties. This one.
You see, now you need to download DigiWallet, buy a ticket.
The tickets are only $10 per chance. So everybody usually asks, well, how does that work? How do I know that I'm in this raffle? So when customers purchase their tickets with the instructions that Christy just provided, you go into Marketplace, you select games, you could buy for self or you could buy for other. So if I want to buy it for somebody, if you don't have DigiWallet and say, well, I don't have DigiWallet, someone with a DigiWallet account can purchase it for you. When the ticket has been purchased, an SMS confirmation will be received by you with your ticket number. So the number of your ticket that will go in that raffle will be in that SMS, and you can be assured that Chrissy and I are working on the back end to fill in that ticket.
Oh, so you guys do it?
Yes.
Oh,
we fill in that ticket for you. Because the tickets, unfortunately, the selection process isn't digital.
Yes.
So we'll still have a physical barrel. So we will put in that ticket for you. Because I know when we've had past raffles, persons are like, is my ticket in that barrel? And we're like, yes, your ticket is in that barrel because we do that work for you.
And when is that going to be?
That will be raffled on June 5th.
Okay, so we have a lot of time. All right, so every month
many tickets as
many
you
tickets
need,
as possible. As we wrap up, ladies, one more time, the Easter promotion for DigiWallet.
So there is the raffle, the Easter giveaway, and like I said, that is a 2-night stay at Sunset Carib for 2 persons. In addition to the night stay, you get round trip tickets for 2 people and 200 DigiCash.
And how much is
And that is $5. And that is, you could find that right in Marketplace Games as well.
And same thing, right? You guys will send the text.
Well, that's so that's a digital process. So there's no.
So this is our raffle.
This is our raffle.
So we won't be filling out
tickets because I'm going double word.
And a lot of people will ask us, well, it says Easter raffle. Can I only use it for Easter? The dates are flexible.
Okay.
So if we call you on April 1st and you say, well, I already made plans, I couldn't wait, the dates are flexible, and you can reach out to Sunset Carib to
arrange that.
So
they're aware already. We're just having the raffle at this time, and then they can set the date.
Awesome. Well, ladies, congratulations once again, and happy anniversary to DigiWallet. Is there anything that you still need to cover? We got it.
Well, just continue to follow us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Stay tuned for all the latest updates, the new promos that will be coming, the new partnerships. And if you have not subscribed either as a subscriber or a merchant, you can always reach out to us. And for any of our major Western Union, Bolito, you have questions, our website has all that good information on the how-to and walk you through whatever process. And if you still have questions, 623-8887 is our WhatsApp number that you can contact Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 for any further information you might need.
And our social media always has what's going on. So if you missed anything, you need any clarification, Facebook, Instagram, right there.
DigiWallet.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
We will take a short break, and when we come back, Y.W.C.A celebrates 70 years. You don't want to miss that conversation.
Postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
happens when you step off the edge.
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root,
That is very bitter.
but sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey, it's across borders.
That was amazing!
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
In the heart of the Cawich district, Cawich is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Cawich wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Cawich to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
And welcome back. Joining us for the following segment is Diane Haylock. She's the General Secretary of the Y.W.C.A. Good morning.
Good morning.
And she's accompanied by Rihanna Tucker, Youth Member for the Y.W.C.A. Board of Directors. Good morning, ladies. And happy 70th anniversary for the Y.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Let's start with where this all began from.
Okay, so
the inception of Y.W.C.A. in Belize and how we've progressed to 70 years later.
As you said, it's our 70th anniversary. And so it started in 1956, right? Definitely older than you, right? I won't reveal my age, but I am close to it. Yeah, so 1956 was when it all started. It started with the wife of the then Chief Justice of Belize. She herself, her name is Winnie Ward, and she herself was a member of a Y.W.C.A. in one of the other countries where the Chief Justice had been posted. And so when she came to Belize, she thought, hey, Belize needs a Y.W.C.A. So she started it. And actually it was, she started it in the lower flat of the Chief Justice's house, right? And she was around for about 2 years. And subsequently, the wife of the governor, right? Remember at that time, Belize still being a colony was represented by the Queen, you know, or Britain was represented by the governor, and so Lady Thornley, right, who was the governor's wife, she then took over the presidency, and from there the organization just started to blossom, you know, and grow. Yeah. And as the name tells you, the primary focus is on women, and in particular young women, so the Young Women's Christian Association. However, even though women and girls are our primary, you know, target constituencies, we really reach out to youth generally, or infants or toddlers, and as well as our seniors. So it's really about community, right? And in fact, I could share with you that our theme for this 70th anniversary is legacy of love, service, and community, igniting the next generation.
I was always very, I think, in awe of the Y in the ways that it allowed women a safe space to go in and to either develop a skill or to be a functioning member of society. But what was the primary goal of the Y, and how has it been able to continue to inspire young women to be a part of such a lovely organization? Rihanna?
So let me bring my young sister into this conversation.
The primary goal of the Y is to be able to give back to the community, to serve women, to serve the people of Belize. And it has been such a big organization. It's well known everywhere. We have a branch in Belmopan as well, in which that they could also contribute to those in different areas and different communities. And as a youth member, I'm currently 18 years old. I just turned 18 this month. And I've realized that being a part of the Y is something that young people should join and continue to inspire, because it allows them to make a change into something that's bigger and better.
Why did you join the Y?
I joined because it was an opportunity. The nominating committee was like, Rihanna, do you want to stay back for a minute and we could just talk and discuss this? And I was elected to be a part of the board as a youth member, which up to now it has been really interesting, and I've developed multiple skills, and I've also increased my teamwork with people, because originally I had already been working because I was like, I really want to do something with my life to make a difference for others. So doing something like this allows me to fulfill that goal.
Now, the Y.W.C.A has been very, very critical in terms of the growth of the Belizean society, because you guys engage in so many different programs that help to build from the preschoolers all the way to those who are in continuing education and what have you. In terms of celebrating this 70-year milestone, let's reflect on some of those achievements in those specific spaces.
Well, I could start off by saying that prior to COVID, the organization reached quite easily 2,000 or more people on an annual basis. Like so many other organizations in the country, it was seriously affected by COVID. Fortunately, we didn't have to close down the organization, but it meant that the resources, you know, that we would normally have available to us or even access, those resources were much less than before COVID, and so our numbers then are not as high as it was then, but still a credible amount, you know. I think it'd be about 1,200, you know, or so. So that's still a good number. And as you said, we start from the children, from the babies. I mean, the daycare, you know, the daycare services children from 3 years to 5 years, and then the preschool is the 3-year-old to the 5-year-olds, right?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, and then there are programs, adult skills training programs for adults, male and female, whereby they're learning skills that they can utilize for the improvement of their home, or as well as being able to start a new business. If they're entrepreneurial minded, you know, they can start a new business with it. And over the years, many women, you know, have gone in that direction, because one aspect of the Y, I mean, the Y tries to look at the holistic aspect of our lives as human beings. So it's not just, you know, one dimensional. So we're talking about the educational, the intellectual, the spiritual, the recreational, the health, you know, and the social well-being of the people who pass through the Y. And the idea is that we try to work with them to empower themselves to ultimately improve the quality of their lives, to lead change, if so be, you know, so be the case. So it has a very broad, you know, mission, you know, and even though the words may change over the years, the fundamental remains the same, that we are about helping to empower people to improve the quality of their lives. And also, as Rihanna was saying, get involved in the process of change as well, because, you know, we talk about our young people, and many people will comment that our young people are directionless. And in some ways, you know, that may be so, because I think years ago, when we had a lot of these organizations that you know, the Y represent, people had these organizations to join, even things like the Boy Scout, you know, the Girl Guides. But I think it's like in this day and age, there are so many things happening, and our young people are almost getting into these digital silos, you know, and so to get them engaged in, you know, in community seems to be a much more challenging, a much more challenging thing in this day and age. In fact, one of our objectives this year is to grow the youth membership in the organization, because to a large extent, our membership seems to be more on the senior side of it than exactly, and they're very important, because, you know, we're also committed to an intergenerational approach. I mean, there's a lot that our seniors or elders can share with our young people, and vice versa. Right? And so that is very important for us, but we have to admit that we need to invest more in, you know, getting young women to join the organization.
70 years is a huge milestone, as Isani mentioned earlier. How are we celebrating 70
Okay,
years?
so 2026 is the anniversary year, and we don't want it to be just one or two activities. So what we're doing is launching the anniversary next week, in fact. We have 3 events in this week. And again, Rihanna, you want to talk about it?
Yes. So we're starting off everything with the church service, and the church service is more of a Thanksgiving Mass, and it's to give back to those that have helped the Y grow to where it is. And then after that, we also have our open day, and our open day is big. Everyone is invited. There will be a bunch of activities, foods, and there are even promotions with different discounts on preschool school fees.
Okay.
Then we also have our big tea party. So our tea party is on the 21st, and the theme is pearls and bows. So it's for everyone to dress up to the nines, have on their fascinators, and look dolls up and cute and extra gentlemanly. But the activities give you a large window, because as soon as those are finished, more events are being planned. It's for the people to know that there are a bunch of activities lined up for the year.
So just the dates and time. Yes. So for instance, as she mentioned, the church service starts the week of celebration. Well, it is a Christian organization, so we start off with a church service. And the church service is going to be on Sunday, the 15th of January, so this coming Sunday, and it begins at, 4 o'clock. It will be presided over by Bishop Clare of the Methodist Church. And we really want to invite everybody to come and celebrate and give thanks for this wonderful organization that has served our community. And then the open house is going to be on Tuesday the 17th. We sort of use the 17th as our sort of anniversary date. Yeah. So on that day, it will be a big open house from 9 o'clock until about 3 o'clock, and as she said, there would be lots of activities going on during the day. We'll have a small opening ceremony. Yeah. There'll be breakfast. Say, hey, you guys can come have breakfast at the Y. Yeah. Yes, at 7:30, from 7:30 to 8:30, and then the opening ceremonies at 9. There'll be a special lunch on escabeche at lunchtime, so get your orders in early. And then the tea party is a major fundraiser for us, because one of our goals in this anniversary year is to raise at least $70,000, and the way to do that is to do several fundraising activities. The Y has to raise funds to be able to exist, to survive, to be sustainable. So we've set that goal, 70, along the lines of the 70th anniversary. And so the tea party will be our first major fundraising activity.
As we are coming to a close, I really would like to express a big thank you to both of you for all the success of the Y. Congratulations on 7 years. Finally, where can we buy tickets for some of these events before we close?
So the tickets could be found, because you could just call us, because there are different posters, flyers that are being put up, billboards, and different events that you could also attend. And the tickets to get these would just be contacted through our board, as each board member is to be able to provide, and the offices.
The office itself. And the tickets, the tea party tickets are really going fast. So if you have an interest, make sure you get to the Y today to take advantage of that, right? And the tea party will be at the Biltmore Plaza Hotel, right?
Thank you, ladies, so much, and congratulations once again.
And thank you so much for allowing us to share this morning with your guests.
Of course.
With your audience, sorry.
All right, we take one final short break, and we'll be back to an interactive segment with Fatima as she gives back to her community.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my Smart plan. Want it right now. smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
No sé pa' qué si me lo sé de memoria. Me hiciste daño y así te extraño. Y aunque sé que un día te voy a olvidar, aún no lo hago, es complicado. Todo lo que hicimos me gusta recordar. Ando manejando por las calles que me besaste, oyendo las canciones que un día me dedicaste. Te diría que volvieras, pero eso no se pide. Mejor le pido a Dios que me cuide, porque ando manejando por las calles que me besaste, oyendo las canciones que un día me dedicaste. Te diría que volvieras, pero eso no se pide. Mejor le pido a Dios que me cuide de otra que se parezca a ti. No quiero caer como hice por ti. Ojalá te enamores, te haga lo mismo que me hiciste a mí. Tú me enseñaste a no amar a cualquiera, y también como no quiero que me quieran. No, éramos tres, era una relación de dos. No te perdono, pídele perdón a Dios. Dije que te olvidé y la verdad es que yo ando manejando por las calles que me besaste, oyendo las canciones que un día me dedicaste. Te diría que volvieras, pero eso no se pide. Mejor le pido a Dios que me cuide, porque ando manejando por las calles que me besaste, oyendo las canciones que un día me dedicaste. Te diría que volvieras, pero
But all right, if you didn't know, that was Dance with Fatima. And of course, you are here to promote a lovely event that is taking place. When, where, time, give us all the details.
Yes, well, this year I decided to celebrate women, right? The women of our community. So to give something special to them, I decided to offer free classes for, yes, free classes in Belmopan and in Belize City.
Okay.
To celebrate, women and celebrate life, joy, and everything.
Yes. When are you having these classes?
Well, the classes will be on Monday, March 16 at Belmopan,
Okay.
at 5:30 at Civic Center. March 17, it will be the Body 2000 Gym. It will be at 6:30, and it will be Tuesday.
All right, and you brought your lovely
And
entourage.
One more.
Oh, yes,
One more.
Yes.
Sorry, it will be 3 classes in total.
Oh, 3 classes.
Yeah, 3 classes. So one more, it will be at Caribbean Motors. It will be on Wednesday, March 25th at 5:30.
Awesome. So it's the entire month of March
Yeah,
having
basically.
classes in different places. So wherever you are, whether in Belize City or Belmopan, you can find Dance with Fatima. And of course, these ladies are here with you. They're
Yes.
part of your dance crew.
Yes, they are
Yes.
part of the community. They are part of that energy that make that classes special. So that's why they are here.
All right, I know. I had them. I saw them dancing, and I'm like, okay, can I join a little bit?
It's fun.
It's fun, right? And so Dance with Fatima has become almost like a staple in the exercise community. We have to dance instead of, I don't really like gym, so why not dance away with Fatima? What has these classes done for you, ladies? Let's hear one small testimony before we leave. Terry.
It's been wonderful for me because we were just talking about it outside. It's like we've developed a community and a support system, and it's an exercise that doesn't feel like exercise.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what you said. If you find it hard to carve out the time, especially, women tend to always leave themselves for last. And it's an easy way to just carve out 1 class a week. And it helps so much, not only with your physical health and well-being, but your mental health.
That's true.
Boost all the endorphins, because we leave there laughing, we leave there Happy.
Where will you be taking your classes?
Caribbean Motors.
Caribbean
Wednesdays,
Motors.
5:30. and we have AC.
Okay, Civic don't have AC. I'll give her that. And let's hear from you, Miss Francoise.
I go to the class at Body 2000
Okay.
with Fatima at 6:30 twice a week. It has been always a dream for me. I mean, I always love to exercise, but I love especially to dance. And Fatima, doesn't matter if you start or if you are a good dancer, Fatima always has accepted us the way we are. We do give our best. Sometimes the class are a bit hard, but we sweat and we go on. We go on.
That's right.
Yes.
And of course, I know Miss Vanessa took her class, but you could tell.
Yeah, we're from Belmopan. We're loved. And yeah, we don't have the AC, but we have a spirit of love and togetherness like none other. One of the things that I must say, it's young and old. We mesh. As I said to them, we have 70-year-old, we had those in the teens. So together we are able to share ourselves, and through dancing, it's not just, as she said, it's not just a dance. It's a community where at the end we can become each other's keeper.
Oh, I love that. And so Dance with Fatima, for the month of March, we'll have free classes between Belize City and Belmopan. Give us the dates one more time. The dates and time.
The dates. So Belmopan, it will be Monday 16, and it will be at Civic Center at 5:30, right? And Body 2000, it will be March 17 at 6:30 at Body 2000 Gym. And Caribbean Motors, and the Caribbean Motors will be March 25th, and it will be at 5:30.
And how do we enter? We just go?
Yes, just show up. Just show up with your rack, with your water, with your towel, and with your energy to have fun and enjoy the time together and to celebrate woman and celebrate life.
Indeed, absolutely. Ladies, I love it. I love the energy. I love the smiles. I love the laughter. I was doing that in high heels, so I'm just saying I know that I'll need my proper shoe gear for the actual event. But thank you so much.
You get the proper shoes for bachata. Bachata is the classic. Use bachata.
Okay, I have bachata shoes on, guys.
That's perfect. It's perfect.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us and beautiful dancing this morning.
Thank you very much for having us here.
And thank you to all of our guests that tuned in, joined us, had the conversation on the couch with us. And of course, a big thank you to you, our viewers. It's March 10th, and if it is your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if you have a question or a comment, you can drop us a line right here at oie@greaterbelize.com. You can also catch our live stream on Facebook on Open Your Eyes BZ, our highlights on Instagram at OYE Belize. We also have a TikTok, so join us live every day at 6:20 a.m. That's Open Your Eyes as well. And of course, we have a WhatsApp number, so call us or text us at 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow, that's Wednesday, when you open your eyes to start your morning right. Till then, keep your eyes, your minds, and your hearts wide open. Bye, Belize. Bye, guys. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.